Good morning. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP. Thank you all for joining us and staying with us till the end. Honorable Knowledge Seeker, today I am your host for the morning. My name is Badhun Das. I am from Bangladesh. Dear Knowledge Seeker, I am proud to be associated with IGP. IGP is a social and IS certified international educational and training institute. In last 3 years, we already served 35 million plus knowledge seekers from 100 plus countries. IGP is internationally recognized and globally accredited. We are connected to more than 450 plus profession and 4,500 plus organizations. Institute of Global Professional is an educational institute that provides social work globally recognized and reportable. We serve student community resource providing holistic social work and education. We believe that it's not effective to increase one skill just by offering formal education. So we provide effective training and consultation to generate professional generation all over the world. We distribute our services locally, nationally, internationally to student, job seeker, job holder, and also for learner, the respective campus location and distance learning platform. We are an occupational and dependable institute. IGP is one of the famous online institutes from all over the world. Our vision is education is not a business product, it's a part of our human rights. Based on our vision, we are trying to reach all corners of the world for free webinar, seminar courses, award, quiz competition, mentoring, and counseling, etc. On the other side, we are also trying to offer more than 100 premium services for free, like Create Own Portfolio website, Resume Builder, cover letter, motivation letter, and Wall Knowledge platform for gathering general knowledge, which can update all day. Kids learning game website, free course, converse sites, and many more. We help to empower you to learn to meet their expectation and dream and become highly skilled people. We implement several training program, webinar, and offline online courses for youth and learner by professional trainer, speaker, and coaches. Our sessions are conducted by global engineered professionals to develop all kind of youth and to promote the education of their abilities and personalities. Spreading knowledge is crucial for the Institute of Global Professionals. We believe that knowledge is love and light and vision. So we try to understand the needs of today's generation and will serve them with good research and practice methods. We must have a genuine concern for the learner we represent. More diversity, growth, and innovation are required to lead a session with professionalism, passion, and integrity. IGP members are committed to offering effective base quality service and continual improvement so that individuals who seek information can improve their skill level and value. Before we move to the next, let me remind you, don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. The support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Before we move to the next, let me remind, don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. The support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Moving to the next with your continuous support. We already completed 1,758 webinars successfully. Moving to the next with your continuous support. We already completed 1,740 58 webinars successfully. Dear IGP speaker, participant, and well-wisher, at this moment, this is a very important message for you all. We change and design our website www.eduigp.com. On this website, we have surprise for everyone. Hope you will be benefited. We already launched our new website where you can find all our previous activities together with lots of new features. But one strong point is that without an account or login, you cannot enjoy our service. So create account from us with profile information. Note that with profile information, you will enjoy all features. With this much data, you cannot do anything here. From now on, you have to participate in live quiz competition on our website. We replace slide. You have to join directly on our website. Now you can check all of our previous webinars with verified e-certificate. Now it's easier and time oriented because after the session, we will not provide you any code for certification. You have to take part in one exam. After that, if you pass, you will receive your certificate, otherwise not. But you can take part in an exam unlimited till you pass. If you are an IGP speaker, you can download all your previous certificate, speakership certificate. If you are a host of IGP, you can download your certificate of gratitude. If you are an online live quiz competition winner, then you can download a certificate of participation. If you are selected for a lifetime membership, then you can download a certificate of lifetime membership easily. Besides this, if you participate in any award function which organize combined support with IGP, you can download that also. You can actually prepare and download 18 types of research certificate from our website within minutes. Certificate of Global Professional Membership, Certificate of Global Influence in the Pandemic, Certificate of Active Knowledge Seeker, Certificate of Social Activities in a Pandemic, Certificate of Achievement IGP Knowledge Seeking Campaign 2020, 2021 and 2022, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 1, Authentic Assessment in Teaching Learning, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 2, Teaching English as a Foreign Language and Assessment, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 3, Digital Classroom Engagement Tools, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 4, The New Trend in Education, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 5, Upskilling Innovation Leadership and Managerial Skills, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 6, Trend and Innovation in Mathematics Education, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 7, Research and Comprehension Approach, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 8, Art in Teaching a Special Program in the Arts, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 9, 21st Century Tool in Teaching Mathematics, Certificate of IGP Corporate Ambassador, Certificate of IGP Campus Ambassador, which you can prepare and download within a minute. From now on, you can participate in thousands of international level quiz with verified certificate. Teaching tips for teacher, health tips for parents, health tips for teens, unification tools for teacher. You can join IGP Alumni. You can check out our plus parent services website for free and many more. Dear IGP will be we promise previously, but lack of technical problem, we are late sending on time. This is a great opportunity to collect your previous condition. We solved all issue from our website. Now you can enroll reset password everything. You check your deliver for all of your details. Sister Codel request you check all button and pages on our website. You like and so you'll be benefited. Thank you, but note that without an account or login, you cannot enjoy our service. At present, we are going to start our 1759 webinar, which name is Women in India Inc. And today our speaker's name is Khalidullah Amit. He is from India. Before I hand over this to our speaker, sir, I want to share a very little bit about him. Mentor, facilitator, and assessor, behavioral competency assessor, accredited coach with Barclays Bank, UK, IBM, and Conjuring Union Bank of Switzerland, deleted for AML and KYC. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with his presentation. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with his. Hello, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Very good morning.
Sir, the you can start your presentation now.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, host. So, friends, I am Khalilullah. Today, the topic is Women in India Inc. Because everywhere women are emerging as leaders. So, I am going to discuss what is their position in India. So, this is the topic today. So, a small introduction, though host has introduced me. A small introduction about me. I am right coach Khalilullah. I have 37 years of experience in sales and training in various industries. I retired as national head for sales capabilities from PepsiCo India. I am an accredited faculty for IBM, Barclays Bank, UK, Deloitte, and Cognizant, Bank of Switzerland. I am a corporate leadership coach, career coach, and a memory coach and a career counselor right now. After my retirement, I am visiting faculty to many business schools. I am an insurance expert. I am licentiate of Insurance Institute of India, and I am an associate member of Insurance Institute of India. This is a professional certification like ACA, ACS, CMA like. I am also an AMFI and NISM certified mutual fund trainer. So I have become a trainer for BSE, Bombay Stock Exchange, National Stock Exchange, and SEBI. I have international exposure in sales and training in UAE, Bangladesh, and Bahrain. Thank you so much. Friends, I want to start my presentation with a very good note. Just 20 days back, Jayavarma Sinha has been appointed as the chairperson for the Railway Board, Indian Railway Board. First time in India, a woman has come to this top level. It is very, very encouraging news for all the ladies around the world, especially India. HR head of Ashok Leyland says women are very agile, and in terms of numbers, they see a very good increase in productivity, he says. So, with this good note, I want to start my presentation. So, I want your fullest focus on it. So, nowadays, an increasing number of manufacturing companies in India in sectors such as mining, metals, automobiles, and heavy engineering are looking at inducting more women on the shop floor. They have understood the power of women. Why organizations are now making extra efforts? Let us first understand. They say female participation creates a very productive work environment. Recently, a few companies announced all women production line to unlock their potential and create an inclusive work environment. Those were the days when girls used to select other streams of engineering. They won't select mechanical engineering. But nowadays, whenever I go to colleges, engineering colleges to conduct programs, I find a lot of girls choosing mechanical engineering. It is a surprise. Earlier, mechanical engineering department will be only of men, only of boys. But now, girls are also choosing this field. So, with that, recently a few companies announced all women production line because they have resource. Because girls have chosen the mechanical engineering, companies are deploying them. Companies from Ola, Ashok Leyland, Berger Paints to Bosch and JSW Paints have employed all women production lines or factories. Some factories are only full of women. In March this year, heavy commercial vehicle maker Ashok Leyland unveiled its all-women production line in Tamil Nadu. Ashok Leyland has been manufacturing commercial vehicles for the past 75 years. This is information for you. Ashok Leyland has been manufacturing commercial vehicles for the past 75 years. Only this year, March, they have started employing ladies, women's. Okay. The company has set up all women engine assembly line with 80 women employees at its Hosur plant. This is near Bangalore. Its driver training institute have also been training a large number of women in heavy commercial vehicle driving. Nowadays, we can see women driving autos. That's a long time story. But women have started driving heavy vehicles also, like buses, lorries, etc. Everything in the production line is being done by women, right from maintenance to supply to actual production itself. This initiative has helped helped us break the mindset that this is a man's job and the factory is man's world. Their HR manager says. This led to having an inclusive workforce inside the factory, which creates a very productive work environment across the organization. And he also adds that women are very agile, and in terms of numbers, they see a very good increase in productivity. They are very committed. Bosch Oragadam plant, that is near to Chennai, it was established in 2015. It has a 100% work women force and has been manufacturing a diverse range of over 60 power tools, including 8 specialized types of artisans and trade people. Country head of Human Resource Bosch Limited says elevating awareness is a crucial step in our journey towards inclusivity. He says, so gender parity at workplace. How is it in the current situation? Total women workforce at Bosch power tool plant is in Chennai is 258 women. Can you believe? Women are normally employed only in the reception, in the front office, or customer handling roles. But Bosch power plant, it has 258 women in their plant. Currently, Ashok Leyland's Hosur plant has 22% women. At 24%, life sciences sector leads with the highest percentage of women in the boards. It's very remarkable advancement. JSW Paints in the process of preparing its colorant line at its other plant in Vijayanagara, Karnataka, to be managed by women. The Code on Wages 2019 has provisions that there shall be no discrimination or any unit thereof among engineers in the ground of gender, on the ground of gender. According to EY report, nearly 95% of the Nifty 500 companies now have a woman on the board of directors. Now, after the implementation of the Companies Act 2013, it mandates that minimum of one independent director, women independent director should be there in any listed company. However, less than 5% of the companies have female chairperson. Still, a long way to go. So, friends, again, JSW Paints operate the entire wood finishes line at its unit in Wasin in Maharashtra with the women employees. So, joint MD and CEO of JSW Paints, his name is A.S. Sundaresan, he says this semi-automated line is managed completely by women employees, from processing to packing the boutique range of wood finishes. They have so much confidence in women power. JSW plant is in the process of preparing its colorant line at its other plant in Vijayanagara, Karnataka, to be managed by women in the coming quarter. So, Berger Paints CEO Abhijit Roy says the unit does not require any great physical labor, and the company has recruited ITI trained girls in the plant, and they are doing a fabulous job there. So, your engineering degree is not required. Even an educated girls can definitely join big companies like Berger Paints. Companies such as Tata Steel, Vedanta, MG Motor India, TVS Motors, and Schaeffler India have also increased the representation of women in factories in the last 1 year amid a proactive effort to widen the talent pool. That is the reason why I have chosen this topic to discuss with you. In the last 1 year, there is a lot of change in the corporate sector inducting women employees. A lot of impetus came from the pandemic as many highly strenuous roles which are so far a male version, have been automated. That is one of the reason. Because it has been automated, there is no heavy load to be carried. With just a click of a button, women can implement it. We will discuss it later. So it is making a way, automation making a way for women who can manage them. However, companies are looking to induct women even in job profiles traditionally seen as impossible for women, thus challenging gender stereotypes. Now, women are equal with men. The steel major Tata aims to have a 25% diverse workforce by 2025. Just 2 years. They want to include 25% diverse workforce. Their complete workforce will become 25% occupied by the women. The company has been working towards enabling all shift operations for women and looking for the necessary government regulations because the companies require certain regulations from approved by by the government because they have to provide necessary infrastructure. They have to take care of their safe journey from their home to factory and back home. So he says, for our B shift, that is 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. operation, we ensured female supervision, GPS enabled secure pick and drop service, arrangements for amenities such as canteen, a restroom, everything they have to make provision. So they have to get approval from the government. MG Motor India, which has women in automotive operations like press shop, welding, brazing, spray painting, assembly activities, car testing on tester line, and quality checks, has increased female representation to 37% in 2022. That's last year. Earlier, it was only 18% pre pandemic. And they aim for 50% women in its factories by next year. So from 37 to 50% of women in their factory by next year. Research shows that diverse companies are the most profitable. MG Motors MD Rajiv Chhabra, he says, diverse companies are the most profitable. Several operations which required manual interventions like pushing a car on the trolley, it has been now automated. Now women can just push a button, so the car automatically travels to the trolley. So they need not push. There is no much effort required. Diversified minor Vedanta, which increased the representation of women in its overall workforce by more than 10% compared to pre-pandemic level. So they have a strong focus on expanding participation of women in mining and exploration and to increase the number of women on the shop floor level, which was earlier considered as a male bastion. So women are hardworking and sincere, which directly increases productivity. They show more empathy and make very good people leader. That is why people are very much interested to deploy women. So in 2020, auto component manufacturer Schaefer India leveraged the government's National Employability Enhancement Scheme, which aims at producing skilled laborers. Employability enhancement, right? So that is why their aim is to produce skilled laborers, to hire 200 women in its manufacturing plant. It increased women employee strength by 200% at its Hosur plant in Tamil Nadu and by 50% at its Talegaon plant in the last 2 years. Today, 17% of the total plant workforce at Talegaon and 11% at Hosur are women. Their VP, HR, and CHRO, Santanu Ghoshal, is very, very proud of this fact. So the prime objective to introduce women on the shop floor was to leverage the availability of diverse talent pool and improve families, because families livelihoods in rural communities, because in the rural men are mostly not taking care of their family, they spend their money in other activities. But when the woman earns money, the entire money goes to the family. So the family's livelihood in rural communities will be improved. So it aims to increase women representation from 15% to 25% in the next few years in TVS Motor. A Chauffeur India, the induction of women proved successful for the company as quality related complaints due to visual defects reduced dramatically. As we already discussed, they are more agile, they are more careful, they are more dedicated. That is why the visual defects reduced dramatically. Okay, a few states have been providing relaxations along with certain conditions to the statutory provisions to allow women being engaged in night shift in factories. They have to take care of their security. Like we discussed earlier, the companies have to provide GPS enabled secured pickup and drop, because we read in newspapers a lot of mischiefs happen when they are transported. Like all IT companies have got, um, they have the women employees when they get dropped at their place, they have to call the particular number and they have to inform that they have reached the place safely. Now GPS is enabled, so someone is monitoring the women's transportation. Okay, so these steps have enabled companies to induct more female workers, and female workers are now confident to come to the factory and to get dropped safely. So, employment, labor, and benefits at law firm Kaitan and Co says many companies are proactively pitching to the respective state governments to allow women workers and employees to work at factories, and more particularly in night shift, to meet increased industry demands. Earlier, very few ladies, very few women were employed in the day shift. But now, people are ready to come at night shift because their life is secured. So, companies are representing to the state governments to allow certain regulations. Okay, that is Kaitan and company also says even during the pandemic, companies have been making efforts to enhance or create necessary infrastructure at manufacturing units to make it more suitable to engage women for women fact work. Sorry, to engage women for work at factories. The executive vice president of Team Lease Service, she is of the view that a major driver for manufacturing companies to hire more women is to make workplace more harmonious. Manufacturing companies want to bring more women to the assembly line to create more harmony, she says. So now the firms need to narrow diversity gap from manufacturing to IT. Across sectors, companies take step to narrow diversity gap. But women's workforce participation is still low in the country. But it's improving. Country's largest IT services company, Tata Consultancy Services, they say they have employed 35.7% of the women workforce. So, but they are seeing higher attrition among its female employees. So, in its annual report, TCS Chief Human Resource Officer says the higher attrition among women in financial year 2023 is a setback to our effort to promote gender diversity, but we are doubling down on it because we'll see the reason why the attrition rate is high. Following the COVID-19 pandemic, particularly in the IT sector, Women are exiting the workforce at a rate twice that of men. In recent months, the attrition rate among female employees has surged to levels ranging from 30 to 40%. But normally, before COVID, it was only 15%. After COVID, why it has surged to 30 to 40%? Let us discuss. So, Randstad India's chief people officer says women in mid career roles, typically aged between 30 to 40 years, are mostly exhibiting this trend, are mostly exiting the job. Why? Because this group faces the challenge of managing childcare and domestic responsibilities. Nowadays, the families have become nuclear. There is no one to take care of the children. There is no one to take care of the household activities. Only the employed women have to take care of their children. They have to do all the domestic work at their home. So it leads them to make the difficult decision to leave their job. Because between 30 and 40 years, they get married and they are blessed with children. So their responsibilities more apart from whatever their career responsibilities. So now the all companies are insisting employees to come to their office. But in COVID time, since 2.5 years, people have enjoyed work from home situation. So they are able to manage their families, manage their kids. So by doing work from home, they were able to manage all that. But the insistence on returning to the office has proven to be counterproductive to employee retention efforts, resulting in higher turnover rates across all segments of the workforce. You might have read in the newspaper that there was a mass resignation from many companies, especially women employees. Not only women employees, men also left the job because they want to work from home. The situation is completely changed. There is a complete transformation. So, this shift is mainly detrimental to women as they bear a significant burden of domestic caregiving responsibilities. Any alteration in work flexibility models tends to impact women more profoundly. Okay, now let us see what is the situation at top position for ladies, women. So firms including Accenture, Cognizant, KPMG, L&T, PwC, and NatWest Group are making efforts to bring in more women in the leadership roles. At NatWest Group, around 22% of leadership roles are held by women with an organization-wide balance of nearly 40%. KPMG in India has 40% gender diversity at a leadership level. So women make up 35% of PwC India's workforce and 20% of the senior leadership roles. In Accenture, women constitute approximately 47% of workforce and nearly 26% of the leadership roles. So in both way, the workforce as well as the leadership roles, women have started occupying the leading roles, top roles. IIM Ahmedabad study indicates that despite all these, IIM Ahmedabad study indicates that only 5% of top roles in Indian companies are occupied by women. In the beginning, I told you, Jayashree Verma has been appointed as the chief of Railway Board after so many years. First time in the Indian history. So very few ladies come to that top position. For a comprehensive decision-making process, boardroom diversity is paramount. Those were the days when we thought women don't know anything. But when they are taking efficient decision in family, why can't they take decision in the corporates? Now we have started realizing that. And now women are promoted to the top levels. The recently amended the Companies Act 2013 says a minimum of one woman independent director in the board of any listed companies. It is mandated. It is mandated. Otherwise, people tend to neglect them. Now it is only one woman director. More than one woman director, they can appoint. Women at leadership levels is promising, but a longer way to go. I told you it's only 5% of the people, 5% of the women come to the top position. In the last 8 years, rise in the number of women board directors. Okay, so the recent amendment in the Companies Act, what I discussed now, it has contributed to this increase. There are organizations that voluntarily have gone beyond the mandate. 47% of the top 500 companies on NSE have more than one woman as a director. Specifically, companies in the life sciences, media and entertainment, and the consumer and packaged goods industries recorded a highest percentage of women on boards. Resting on this laurel, however, will not be enough. Organization will need to create an environment where women not only have a seat at the board table, but also have their voice heard and be compensated on par with their gentlemen counterparts. That is very important. Still, salary disparity is still existing. Undoubtedly, the ownership for sustaining women participation in an organization rests with the CEO and his or her team of CXOs. They have to make this priority, not just in aspirational vision and a mission statement, but in actually creating the right context and environment to enhance women motivation to excel and lead. Not only in the mission and vision statement, they have to induct more women because they are capable. This will increase the proportion of women at every hierarchy and ensure a purposeful upward movement of women to higher levels. Companies like Accenture, Cognizant, KPMG, L&T, PwC, and NatWest Group are making concerted effort to bring in more women in leadership roles. They recognize that diverse viewpoints are crucial to fostering innovation and better decision making. As I already told you, women are taking good decision at home. Why can't they make good decision at corporates? So for professional service firm Accenture, the current gender metrics in India are industry leading. In Accenture, women constitute approximately 47% of the workforce and 26% of the leadership roles. So women hold some of Accenture's key executive leadership roles, including chairperson, CEO, CFO, and the CHRO and the CMO. It was among the first companies to set itself a global goal of becoming gender balanced by 2025. Now they are having 30% women in leadership roles, 26 to 30%. So at NatWest, they say our commitment to hire, train, and mentor more women for leadership roles is a priority. And we have Gender Slate that publishes data against objective for regular reviews with the key stakeholders. So their head of HR management says it has an India Inclusion Council with a work stream dedicated to gender balance across all levels in the organization. So various initiatives including inclusion councils, coaching, mentoring, and sponsorship, second career programs. Because now companies have started inviting women to join them after a break. So that is called second career programs. Developmental and career acceleration opportunities are helping companies steadily diversity at senior levels. So KPMG in India has 40% gender diversity at leadership level and has seen a sustained growth in these numbers over the past years. So Indian multinational conglomerate L&T has many initiatives to mentor and transition women in senior leadership roles, which while a diversified minor Vedanta goals for financial year 30 include having 40% at the leadership role, GM and above level, and 30% of decision making level. It currently has men. Please take note of it. You have a big challenge in the coming years. It currently has 28% of women at the decision making and leadership levels compared to about 15% 3 years ago. So, earlier this month, Cognizant appointed 6 women, some promotions, some new hires to senior vice president role as part of its focus on increasing diverse talent overall, including the leadership position. Next. So, women representation at India Inc. I was referring to the Companies Act 2013, which mandates one independent woman director in any listed companies. So here is the fact. NSE listed companies are 2041. Companies with the women MD or CEO are 100. Companies with women directors are 1986. Companies with women independent directors 1667. Still close to 350 companies have to appoint women independent directors. So number of women directorships 3088. So what can we do to make the hybrid work model more conducive for women to join and stay in the job market? What the companies have to do? Because a hybrid work model, I mean, they are not able to invite people to come to office every day nowadays after the COVID pandemic situation. Now people prefer to work from home. So now many companies resort to hybrid model. Okay, 2 days in a week or one day even for the week, come to office and work because they have built up huge infrastructure. They have to use it. But apart from that, they have to create child care support in the workplace. It's very quite common in the West, but it still needs to catch up in India in a big way. So they have to make child care support. While a large organizations can afford to invest in such facilities, the smaller ones can outsource it like any other service if they are not able to build that infrastructure. Then another popular initiative like long maternity leaves satisfies the need to start a family. Still, unless childcare support is provided, the burden will be handled mainly by women, which will push back the gender diversity agenda. The third point, just like paternity leave, men should also be encouraged to share the responsibility of the child care and inducement from the workplace to do so. It will go a long way because men are still have the thought of they have the thought that women only have to take care of their child and cooking. Though in the nuclear families now husbands are helping their wives, but still many people are thinking that it is women responsibility. That is why women are not able to focus on their work. They are not willing to come back to their work. So skilling mentorship program and initiative to encourage women workforce to return to work after their breaks, after the maternity leave. So they have to come back there to their office. So there should be skilling and mentorship programs. So these are the some efforts companies should take care. Okay. So the hybrid work model failed in improving women's participation in the workforce. So we have discussed now. There is more information. It overlooked important social conditions and biases. For example, studies in the US have shown that in the hybrid model, when there is a choice, more women are seen coming back to work than women. Meaning, what's the meaning of that? The burden of childcare was by default a woman. So this is the reason why, main reason why the uh, the hybrid work model does not work. Okay. So another important challenge in women workforce participants is pay parity. The wage disparity has been widening between men and women. Also, there are only few women in mid-senior level positions in the organization, but it is improving, as we have already seen. Though there is a high pay parity in India, the situation is improving, and notably, there has been an augmentation in economic opportunities for women. In the global rankings, India ranks 135 out of 146 when it comes to gender pay gap, according to the World Economic Forum's 2022 report. An international labor organization report says, on an average, women in India earn 73% of what men earn for doing the same job. Still, the disparity exists. So, the COVID and post COVID period were widely expected to improve the participation of women in India's workforce, but that remains a pipe dream yet. So, the first phase of work from home and the hybrid model that followed during the recovery period has yet to attract more women to the workplace. Because of the factor what we have discussed, the four factors, so they are still hesitating to join companies. But one silver lining, if it can be called that, the tech sector has done a shade better than others. So women, when they want to come back, they want to join the IT companies. According to the reports published around February 2022, nearly one third of tech workforce in India are women. National average is only 26%. But now, one third of tech workforce of India are women. The gap is not huge, but it is encouraging to improve. HR teams in big IT companies are more successful in attracting women into their workforce, with the most expecting to move closer to the 45 to 50% mark over the next couple of years. It's a long shot, but it's very encouraging. Do you know why? The reason for higher rate of participation of women in the tech industry is 43% of STEM, STEM graduates. What is a STEM? Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics graduates being women. In the beginning, I discussed about I'm seeing a lot of girls joining mechanical engineering, right? So 43% of STEM graduates are women. They score high marks than the boys. Even in plus two, they score high marks to join the engineering. Engineering is the, the top level colleges and the medical. So 43% are women. The nature of work and its environment make tech more conducive for women. That is the reason, main reason. So today, jobs in the tech sector, I'm talking about IT and ITES, account for a fourth of manufacturing and half of education in terms of contribution to the total. But all this is set to change in the coming decades, if not sooner. As the lines blur between technology and these sectors and others, the opportunity for women to play a more prominent role in the job market will improve significantly. It's an opportunity we cannot afford to lose. So we have to create flexible workspaces and flexible work hours to improve women in the country's workforce, particularly in the newly emerging sectors. Increasing the role of women in the workplace has benefits far beyond the apparent economic ones. Social and cultural dynamics change for the better. So, with the financial independence, crime and other social evils against women will come down. And most importantly, strengthen democracy through women's more comprehensive and informed participation. Since we have safely left COVID behind, we need to pick up one of the better outcomes of the pandemic, like a hybrid workplace, and make the best use of it. Earlier, it was not here. Because of the COVID, for a long time, people were asked to work from home. Now, COVID has gone, and people are asked to come to a company, and there are many attrition. Attrition rate is high, it is becoming high. So now companies has introduced hybrid work from home, work from office. If you have enough facility at your home, do your job at your home, anywhere in the country. They need not be in the same city. Work from home gives opportunity, and the country's internet facilities vast expanding. Every nook and corner, high bandwidth is there. So anywhere, from anywhere, they can work the job. So now let us see what is the startup scenario. So how easy or difficult it is for women in India to start their own companies or business. Women-led startups are very few in India. Let us analyze the reasons. Recently, it was reported that according to the data by media organization Inc. 42, as of uh, March, sorry, May 2022, only 15% of Indian unicorns had at least one female founder. According to 2020-2021 report by the Ministry of Small, Micro and Medium Enterprises, only 20% of MSMEs are owned by women. This has to improve because the STEM graduates now prefer to join only the tech companies or the big companies, any in other industries. Now we should encourage these STEM graduates to start their own startups. Given the state of affairs, the general comment one hears is that women should start working for themselves. They have the capability, courage, and passion to make any business work. So, what really is holding them back? So, Google report, Google and Bain and Company, their report found that India has nearly 1.5 crore women entrepreneurs. That is 20% of all entrepreneurs. The majority of these entrepreneurs run single person enterprises. This means that these are self employed women and one person company. So, according to the sixth economic survey, nearly 80% of these businesses are self funded. There is no one is ready to give them fund. Venture capitalists, they have their own doubt whether it can be run by women. A number of enterprises reported as women owned are not in fact controlled or run by women. A combination of financial and administrative reasons leads to women being on paper owners. They have little role to play in any kind of administration. We see in the panchayats or in the municipalities or in the corporates, though women particular allocation is there, so women are becoming corporators, but only their husbands control them. They don't allow their wives to take decision on their own. Only men still manage to control the woman. So, a leading market intelligence platform tracks CNCIs. For tracking startups and private companies in 2023, only 8% of Indian tech startups are led by women. If you look at the industry specific data, the top three industries for women led startups are fashion technology, K-12 edutech, and online grocery selling. So if you total it up, it's only 2,000 companies, more or less 2,000 companies. India is home to over 108 unicorns, but less than 1% are led by female chief executive officers. And only 15% of the unicorns have female co founders. And according to data survey by NASCOM and Zinnov, between 2019 and 22, only 17% investment deals in India were by startups with women leaders. These numbers are depressing. But what are the reasons? Lack of funding. Again, who will fund women? Only their husbands. Or they have good family background, their families. So, lack of funding, lack of awareness, lack of training, lack of confidence, lack of network, lack of mentors and role models, and finally, lack of gender equity that is really holding women back. So there was a time even banks asked for an NOC from the husbands before sanctioning business loan to women. There was a time. Can you believe if any woman approach bank to start a business, they want the loan. Banks used to ask them to get a no objection certificate from their husbands. Now there is no longer needed, but questions on how many men are part of the business. So we need more women in investment roles. Of the partners at the top 100 VC firms across the globe, only 7% are women, which is bound to impact the decision that these investors make. So IIM Bangalore's flagship business incubator for startups. So it says it founds it found that there is a lack of awareness and information available for women. We need to bring in women focused funding initiatives. Women need skill development, deep learning, and training to be able to pivot themselves to create enterprises that offer scale and employability to others too. Of course, women face challenges in mobility when reaching their customers, collaborators, or vendors. They also face challenges in building a strong network of contacts in the business world, which can limit their ability to find partners, advisors, or mentors. At a personal level, women feel underconfident and undersell themselves. Mentoring, upskilling, and training can make a huge difference here. We need more female entrepreneurs to innovate and make more diversified products. So, we have so far seen at a workforce level, all companies are making earnest effort to induct more women workforce. And to a top level also, people are, companies are making their earnest effort to induct more women leaders. But in the startup position, startups, this thing, so women have to be inducted more. India has to support more. So, friends, so there are 5 ways to make India more inclusive of women. Let us see what are they. Focus on attracting women and other diverse talent. Organizations in India are increasingly focused on the foundational details necessary for gender diversity, such as providing a safe, welcoming work environment for women. 88% of organizations offered anti sexual harassment training. Nowadays, it has been mandated by government to implement POSH, Prevention of Sexual Harassment Act, in every factory. And 86% claimed to be developing innovative recruiting strategies designed to attract women employees. So we have to focus on attracting women. Senior leader accountability can translate big picture strategies to local contextual solutions, such as hiring in smaller towns and from women only colleges. So these are the measures. The next is when it comes to flex, culture is crucial. Flexible work arrangements are increasingly becoming the norm and are an important instrument to retain the top talent, especially for women and those who battle dual pressures from home and work. So they need flexible work arrangements. It is not mandatory to have 9 to 5 work. The flexible work arrangement should be offered to the women. Nearly all Indian subsidiary organizations and two-thirds of India headquartered companies have flex work policies on paper. It's not been implemented now. Companies need to meet women halfway by offering reintegration program for returning parents, on-site childcare, and are a fair method of assessing performance after significant time away from the office because they take a long gap. Short is maximum of 1 year. After their maternity leave, many ladies come to their work. Sometimes they take because there is no one to take care of their children. They take a break of 2 to 3 years till the child goes to the started going to the school. So there should be proper assessment. Leave is great if you can come back strong. Generous employee leave options, especially for maternity leave. I know there was a time when maternity leave was only for 1 month or 2 months. Now 9 months are being offered to the women employees by all the companies almost. And a high return rate will be there to paint a promising picture on the surface. Several organizations they don't offer childcare services or facilities, nor they have a fair means of evaluating employee performance after a return from a long break. Because of they when they are returning from a long break, they have to be trained properly, and based on that only they have to be assessed. For women seeking to reconcile their role as mother with their desire to grow in their career, these hurdles prove too difficult to, to overcome. And this is why so many women's career stall after they take leave. So make sure your development programs reach women. Many organizations offer leadership development programs. Few of them offer programs geared specifically toward women. Even general programs target high potentials and senior leaders, which means that men are likelier than women to have access. Furthermore, most companies have no idea how effective these programs are for women. There is no measurement, it is not being captured. This is another area in which holding senior leaders accountable for tracking its results could reap rich rewards. So, senior leaders ought to be accountable. How these development programs are carried out and what is the result of that. Include everyone. Employee network or employee resource groups, especially women networks, seem to be on the rise in India. Similarly, men's role in enhancing gender inclusion has largely been overlooked until recently. So, fewer women represented at all levels, hired at all levels, and promoted at all levels in India Inc. It is crucial to make targeted efforts to attract, develop, and retain talented women. The good news in India is that this need seems to be recognized by organizations. Now they are realizing, we have already discussed. So, how companies are putting in more efforts to include more women at workforce level and at leadership levels. It is up to them to meet it. When they do, women and men in India will be able to succeed in more areas of life than ever before. So, friends, With this good note, I wish to conclude my session. Thank you so much. Host?
Thank you so much, sir, for a rich content presentation which can impact our knowledge seeker surely. After your presentation, I hope our knowledge seeker can learn something new, which was our only intention. Learn and grow together, IGP knowledge seeker. Once again, thank you so much, sir, for your presentation. Now, sir, it's time for our question answer session, which is the one more valuable part of our regular webinar. Honorable sir, please stay with us. After a short video, we will back in our session part 2, which is the question answer part. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and
Host,
online quiz competition.
I think I have completed in time.
Dear IGP knowledge seeker, sorry sir.
I think I have finished in time, on time.
Yes, sir. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition.
Yes, sir.
Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition.
Friends, I encourage you to ask questions if you want to learn more. So, host, as such, there is no question, it seems. You can proceed.
Sir, I think after your wonderful presentation, our participant can understand the topic very clearly. That's why no questions from our participants. So once again, thank you so much, sir, for your time in IGP. We have learned a lot from you with new topic. It will add some value to our day-to-day activity along
Sure.
with our academic and professional growth. Honorable sir, hope to see you again with a new topic and a new day. Thank you, sir. Take care.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Honorable sir, before we move to the next, if you want to leave this studio, you can. Dear IGP Knowledge Seeker, it's time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Dear IGP Knowledge Seeker, it's time for the most attractive part of this webinar, which is an online quiz competition, which is our regular webinar activity. Now, time for the online webinar certification process. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Certification process. Visit www.eduigp.com. Please make sure your presence on our website. Find a running session and get enrolled. After watching completing part 1, move to the next, which is the learning test passing mark 80%. If passed, back to the course again to download your certificate. If failed, to retake the quiz. Download your certificate in PDF or JPG. For your attention, I am going to share the procedure again. Visit www.eduigp.com. Please make sure your presence on our website. Find a running session and get enrolled. After watching completing part 1, move to the next, which is the learning test passing mark 80%. If passed, back to the course again to download your certificate. If failed, to retake the quiz. Download your certificate in PDF or JPG. We are IGP Knowledge Seeker time for the most attractive part of this webinar, which is an online quiz competition, which is our regular webinar activity. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. For some technical problem, we cannot continue the quiz session from our website. So to join the quiz session, you have to go www.slido.com and the code is 3184893. I repeat the code 3184893. After a short video, we will start our quiz session. people, we are going to start our quiz session right now. Our first question is, work for women in India includes hard and heavy labor. Is it true or false? Option 1 is the right answer. 82% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Evelyn is holding the first position. Our second question is that dash incidence in both men and women was in India. Option 1 more common, option 2 lowest. Option 2 is the right answer. 60% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Shamim is holding the first position. Our third question is, how many women are killed in India in Drori associated incidents? Option 1, 3,357. Option 1, over 6,000. Option 2 is the right answer. 94% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Shamim is holding the first position. Our fourth question is, traditional clothing in India includes dash which are worn by women. Option 1, shari. Option 2, shirt. Option 1 is the right answer. 82% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Alex is holding the first position. Our fifth question is, the typewriter increased women employment in India. There are eventually more women than men working as typists. Is it true or false? Option 2 is the right answer. 41% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Flamy is holding the first position. Our sixth question is, Buddhism applied to the poor and to women in India because it offered an alternative to option 1, Confucianism, option 2, the caste system. Option 2 is the right answer. 59% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Flamy is holding the first position. Our seventh question is, child marriage are not included in the topic of women's safety in India. Is it true or false? Option 2 is the right answer. 76% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Flamy is holding the first position. Our eighth question is, what can be done to increase the status of women in India? Option 1, nothing. Option 2, education and job training. Option 2 is the right answer. 100% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Flamy is holding the first position. Our second last question of the session is, discrimination against women is not a factor contributing to income inequality in India. Is it true or false? Option 2 is the right answer. 76% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Flamy is holding the first position. Our last and final question of the session is, pick the incorrect option about the state of India in North India. Option 1, they are highly educated. Option 2, subject to setting. Option 1 is the right answer. 24% people are right here. Congratulations to our online quiz competition in our top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on our official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition in our top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on our official page and group Institute of Global Professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition in our top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. At the end of our session, we can say properly feed your skill, never stop learning, cause life never stop teaching us. Be happy as to save. See you again and again. We want your participation in every program. If you want to live a happy life, try to evolve a lot of people or things. Albert Einstein. Before I say or hit the end like better, again, I want to thank all IGP knowledge seekers for your active participation as always. See you again in the next session. Thank you.